What is going on? I'm Anon Moose. We are here on the namesake account. This is my big account, as one way to describe it. Now, that was completely and utterly a segue. I only said big account because I wanted to get into some stuff that we've seen this month from the Boom Beach YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Instagram. It started out with this. They said something big's on the horizon, talking about Warships Season 14. Now, why did they say something big's on the horizon? And then go into this. On the second video of the month, they said accidentally, they didn't point it out, there was nothing obvious about it, but in Act 5 it says mech. Now, a mech is a giant walking robot, for those of you who are unawares, in anime, in video games, whether it be Mech Wars or whatever it is. Mech is very, very clear, it's very, very obvious, it's a huge, massive walking robot. Moving on to today, on the gram, on Instagram, also on the Twitters, Boom Beach released this image. Now, let's dissect this a little bit, point out some obvious stuff here. So behind the Heavy, we see some footprints. Behind the Rifleman, we see some footprints. That is not unintentional. That is fairly obvious stuff, showing that when you walk on sand, it makes a footprint. And in front of them is, of course, a giant dinosaur-looking footprint, which would also be made by a giant walking robot. So I really, really do think that a mech is coming. There are other options, obviously. Would love to hear what you guys think about that. But that, to me, looks like a giant robot footprint. And also, someone on Discord said it could be a giant walking chicken. Maybe they've made Chicken his own troop. Kind of doubt it, though. But giant walking robot. What that would look like, I don't really know. It could have mortars for hands and a rocket launcher on its back, as someone said in my YouTube comments. So thank you for those of you throwing those comments out there. Now, I am terrible at naming names, so if you made that comment, thank you very much. And the same thing yesterday, I pointed out that one of my YouTube commenters said to use fewer shocks, and then I forgot his name. So I do read your comments. I don't always have time to point out who said what, but thank you for all of you who take the time to throw some comments out there. This is my 4-engine room base. 4 engine rooms is a bit of a massacre. It is so clogged up with stuff. People have so many defenses and so many just stuff. Like, there's just so many features involved. All of my troops have gone in a direction that I didn't want them to go, so we're going to have to try and rely on a med kit at this point. Let's, yeah, this is not going well. I dropped way too late and did not get enough troops up that right side, so as a result, we're going to have to rely on our troops that are heading up the middle, which is not what I was hoping for. I was really hoping to have some of my cryo bombardiers walk up that right side, but it looks like we're not going to get that to happen. So now I'm just going to clear all sorts of mines and shock mines in the hopes that my troops can get there a little bit faster, but this is not looking super duper positive, I've got to say. So at this point, we're going to try to flare that last engine room as fast as we possibly can. Manage to get the shock out underneath that sky shield, and now we're just going to throw all of our artilleries and hope that we can take this down. Not a great hit, but with boom mines, I found I finally managed to get some boom mines, and they've made all the difference in the world. All of the mines are what you want. Let me just show you my tech tree, because it is incredibly busy. I've got basically everything. So we've got mortars. I went back and got the boom mines. I don't have much GBE. I don't have Sparky, but otherwise, I think I have everything. And like, everything is basically maxed. My rocket launchers are only at level 4. Looking to get that one extra rocket launcher. This is an example of why you want to get the heck out of 4 engine rooms. Go to 5 engine rooms as soon as you can, because everyone is going to be like me and just have every possible defense, every possible feature, and it turns into a bloodbath, and it comes down completely to your skills and your base. This base is not perfect yet. I still need to figure out the placement of my boom mines. They're just placed willy-nilly at this point. If you have comments on where the heck I should place my boom mines, would love to hear that as well. But the unshockable hotpot makes a big difference. Rocket launchers underneath there, boom cannons underneath there as well. I'm thinking I should probably move my boom cannon to here, just because people keep being able to sneak up and get that engine room, making the even the fact that people can flare the engine room like I did on that last attack isn't a big deal. It's more important that they can't shock that hot pod. So let's keep moving forward. What I want to do here is I'm hoping to get some troops to walk up that right side. It is not easy, but it is possible. So we're going to drop one over here, one over here. We're then going to drop like this. One, oh, did I not drop? There we go. 1, 2, and now I'm just going to wait, and we're going to wait, and we're going to wait, and I should have kept one boat of Cryo Bombardiers for certain. I mean, not Cryo Bombardiers. I should have kept one boat of our fancy medics, but I think we might still be able to pull this off by walking up that right side. It's going to be a bit dicey, but there is a lot of options for getting your troops to walk that right wall as long as you're super careful. And I'm just not careful enough, unfortunately. Hopefully that medkit did not save the day. So you can get your troops to walk up that right by delaying your drop a little bit, and you can have huge success as a result. That is one of the things I wanted to show off here today, because just getting your troops to walk up that right, you have to be very, very careful and delay your troops a little bit, but it can be super duper beneficial because you're going to get troops into where you need them much, much faster. But you have to, I meant to keep some of those fancy dancy little rifle dudes alive to get them there, but it just didn't work out. So now I'm just going to throw all of my artillery onto that engine room and hope that we can't get that down. I hate throwing the flare when there's nothing else out there. I always get a chuckle about players that do that, but we're going to have a slow time. But thankfully my base is now starting to stand up. The time it takes people to end your base is just moving downward slowly. I should have spectated that. Someone else in my comments said, please spectate people's bases. Let's show this person's replay. In the meantime, I have not watched nearly enough replays. Let's see what they're doing. They're coming all up that left wall, which is what we want because it's slower to go up that left wall. They're using shocks to clear those basic bases, which is something you also want. Hidden shock mine coming in handy there. They're using their artillery to clear shock mines, as you can see, trying to speed things up, much like I was. All their troops are too far to the right. They got to come back. And at this point, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with my base so far. Like I said, I did copy this off a guy named Huge Shutdown, I believe his name was. That boom mine on the corner doing great, great things. And now that hot pot coming in handy and just wrecking all of their troops. So pretty darn good. I'm going to consider moving that front shore boom cannon back. I don't think that's going to have a lot to do right about there. Maybe even bring it back to here, something like that. I think that could be useful. So just watching replays always. Oh, we actually lost by 1 second. GG Razor. I thought for sure we would have got that win. I will spectate the next attack, assuming they finish after us. Again, my bad. Let's keep going, though. We're going to drop rifle, cryo, rifle, cryo, brick, and just see what we can do here to get all of this stuff moving. And then as soon as we get a couple of these buildings on the right-hand side, gonzo, we're going to drop like that, hoping that our cryo bombardiers are going to walk up that right wall once they get a little bit of free space. So using lots and lots of gunboat energy to keep those dudes moving, keep that grappler occupied, and then hope that we can get that right engine room simply by having our bombardiers head up that right side. So using a late drop I found to be incredibly useful. Please do consider using it. Obviously I haven't had the best success with it so far on this video, but I do think that dropping your troops all early and is not necessarily the right answer. So do as I say, not as I do, I suppose, is what I'm after there. Let's throw that final flare, get our troops moving into that corner, because those zombie rifles there are going to finish things off for us. And then all sorts of bombardiers, come on! Oh, it's going to be so close. So I'm pretty happy with that. 2:48 is a decent time, and this was their boss battle. 1 second again. So first win of the day. It's like 10:30 in the morning. So how they figured out the first win of the day, I don't really know. If you know what time that starts at, I'd love to hear from you. But that is my quick warships video today. I think, what did we do? 2 wins, 1 loss. Not bad. That's good enough to keep moving up. Anyways, that's it for me. Keep booming those beaches. Let me know what you think about the mech or dinosaur or huge, massive walking chicken or whatever the heck you think it is. And I shall talk to you soon. By all means, let me know what I need to change about my base. I am going to go back, watch some replays, see if that boom cannon move was a good idea or a bad idea. Otherwise, I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, creator code, all that sort of jazz. Do check the description below. I find that people keep asking me about my task forces and stuff like that. Everything's in the description. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.